Rosie, math teacher, coming at you from my 7th period, grade 7 math class. We are working on review items for session 2A, numbers 11 through 15. Yes? Yes. Here we go. Miss Rose has been telling stories. Story time is over. Now we're ready to work. Jaron is helping prepare packages for delivery. After several hours, he determines that this equation, class, you're writing it down, y equals 1/18 x, can be used to represent the number of packages y, label y as number of packs, can be prepared in x minutes. Label your x as number of what? Minutes. Excellent work, y'all. Now, we're going to graph the proportional relationship on the coordinate plane. Here's what I want all of my students to know. As soon as you see this equation is written in the form y equals kx, bam, you know it is a proportional relationship for everything that would be plotted on that grid. Why? Because you are only seeing an amount that gets repeated when multiplied by x every single time. Whatever your value of x, when you multiply it by 1/18, it will give a corresponding value of y. If you double the amount for your x, it will give you the corresponding amount for y. So think about when you see it in the form y equals kx, you know it is a proportional relationship. When we talked about proportional relationships previously, where did we say they must go through? Point of origin, lovingly referred to as POO. So when you work on this particular item, number 11, will you plot your first point at point of origin 0, 0? Yes. Now you need to find where your second plotted point will land. And as soon as you know where that second plotted point will land, your line will be created and it will be graphed. But you can't do it without that second plotted point. I am here to teach you how to do this. Whenever you have a fraction as the coefficient in front of x, simply grab the denominator and substitute it in place of x. Class, what is this denominator? 18. So underneath your value of x, please write what number? 18. Put it inside of parentheses so that you remember it will get multiplied by what? 1/18. This is the beginning of your ordered pair. So what is the beginning of your ordered pair if we just decided to pick 18 for our x? What is the beginning of your next ordered pair? Okay, I'm hearing crickets, so that's okay. I can help you guys. Remember this. I'm trying to get you to give me just the first number so you won't get the numbers in the wrong order. Whenever you write an ordered pair, it always goes in this order. X, comma, y. Did you just pick a form of x? What number was it? Excellent. So what is the beginning of this new ordered pair? 18. How can we find the value of y? We are going to ask ourselves, well, when I plug into my calculator, which you may do right now, the handheld, 1/18 times 18. Don't forget, those parentheses mean multiply. Raise your hand when you have an amount. Go. 1. Who agrees with the value 1? Excellent. You should, because it is correct. And now that I know my y is worth 1, then what do I know is going beside this 18? 1. Because its corresponding value when x is 18, y comes out as 1. Now where will we plot this on the grid? At what location? Read it. 18, comma 1. So where will I head? 18. Where will I head to get to 18? Across to the right. And then up how many levels? 1. Do you agree it would go right here? So then you will have created the grid or the graphed line on that coordinate plane. All right, everybody go to number 12. Number 12, it is a stem and leaf plot that shows the heights of plants in inches. Which statement describes the appropriate measure of center? And then they want you to select all that apply. So let's look at the stem and leaf plot. If I were to draw a line, now first of all, how many rows do you see, guys, with numbers in it? 3. When there are an odd number of rows, I'm literally going to draw a line of symmetry through the center of those numbers, and then I'm going to trace, like I'm doing a sideways building, I'm going to trace around it. Looking at it from the side, imagine if I rotated this 90 degrees this way. Think of it like a building. Does that building look symmetrical, yes or no? Yes. Excellent, yes. So if a data display is symmetric, you want to be sure that you choose, for the center, you would choose what? Mean. For the variation, you would choose what? Range. Now remember, if it is symmetric, you use mean and range. But if it were to be asymmetric, you would use what? Median and IQR. You got it. All right, number 13. Speaking of asymmetric, let's see what we think this might be. These are the test scores for a math class summarized in the box plot shown. Notice we have a box plot, but hey guys, do we also have something over here called an outlier? If you have data that at first looks as if it is symmetric, does the box plot at first glance appear to be symmetric? Yes. But guess what? It only takes one party pooper to spoil the party. And the outlier did just that. So what is it now going to make it? Instead of symmetric, it is asymmetric. So if they ask you about the best version of center, what would you say? Median. If they ask you about the best version of variation, what would you say? And what does IQR stand for? Someone over here said it. Interquartile range. You got it. Answer all of these to the best of your ability. Choose only the items that are true. Go to number 14. Guys, number 14 has to do with a spinner that has 10 equal-sized sections. So what do you already know the denominator will be for your probability? 10. Fill in the bubbles to indicate the likelihood of each event occurring. Well, let's go ahead and look at the first event. Landing on a number. What will I do now as I go around the spinner? Circle every time I see a what? Number. Let me know if I miss any. Did I get them all? How many were there?
7.
Do we agree with 7? I didn't even count. Yep, 7. So 7 out of 10. And I'm asking, do you think that is impossible, unlikely, equally likely, or likely? Likely. How did you know it was likely? You're absolutely correct. Because you are looking at a continuum that goes from 0 to 1. What does 0 chance mean? Impossible. What does a chance of 1 mean? Certain. Not just possible, but certain. And then there's a halfway point that we call EL. What is that? Equally likely. So remember, if it's more than 0 but less than 1/2, what is that? Unlikely. If it's more than 1/2 but less than 1, what is that? Likely. Do you all agree you can easily tell that 7/10 would fall in the likely section? So use that graph or that mnemonic device when you get there. Number 15. What is the solution to x divided by -6 is greater than 3? Write this on your paper now. X divided by -6 is greater than 3. Inequalities. Just like equations, you are going to go to the variable side, find the what? We would find the constant if it had one. It does not have a constant that's constantly alone, but it does have a variable. Class, what is happening to the variable? It is being what?
Divided.
By -6. So what will I do on both sides? Multiply by -6 on both sides. And then also ask yourself this. Is there any reason I would want to flip this sign ever? Yes? What is the reason that we would flip a sign?
If it's bigger.
Okay? It's if it gets multiplied or divided by a negative. We did that a little while back, so I think we need to refresh our memory. So write yourself a note. If it gets multiplied or divided by a negative. It's not just when you see a negative, but if you had to divide or multiply both sides by a negative, then you flip the sign. If it gets multiplied or divided by a negative, then flip the sign. So, in this case, would you be multiplying or dividing by a negative? Yes or no? Yes. So, will you flip that sign to a less than sign in a moment? Also, yes. I believe that is our last item. I hope this helps my people at home. I wish you well.